G'day everyone, I'm Brett and welcome back to Reliance Australia. So today we're back up in the shed. As you can see, we've actually got a nice sunny day out here today, which is nice for a change. We've had a fair bit of rain. But today's job is right here. I am going to do an unboxing. Don't normally do unboxings, do we here? But I am going to do an unboxing and we're going to assemble a rooftop pod or rooftop box, storage box to go on top of the car. I did have one previously, which lasted us really well. Actually, it was a great asset for the family, especially when we went on trips. But that did break eventually, and so now we've got another one. It's a little bit smaller than the previous one, so we'll see how that goes. But today's job is to unbox it, check out what it's like, and then trial fit it onto the car as well to make sure that it matches the roof racks that we have. So let's get into it. Okay, here we go. So I've just been told it's not really an unboxing because it's already open, but this is how it's come straight from the store. So where did I purchase it, which is probably a good question. I purchased this from Super Cheap Auto. They had it on sale, which was even better for us. But look, some of the things I've seen online of some of these is that the packaging can actually damage the box, or damage the actual pod itself. But that doesn't seem to be the case for this one. It's come up pretty good. So reasonably happy so far. Now, we do need to assemble it. So it's got a little bit of weight there. It does have all the bits and pieces inside of it. So I'll probably just take myself over the shop. And then that's it. Another second before I get the instructions. Should always read the instructions. Maybe. It's telling me how to drive my car. Interesting. Okay. How to drive the car with the pod on top. Okay, so look, this is the bottom part of it. They're just sitting inside each other essentially for the packaging. Look, that looks alright. Now, we've got the hinges already on here, and we do need to assemble it. Look, that's probably a little bit frustrating when you buy something that's quite a few $100s and you need to assemble it. But that is what it is. I know the last one I bought from Repco, and look, it just came. All I had to do was bolt it onto the car. Because we were in the middle of doing a trip at that particular point in time. Now, not too sure if you can see that, but there's a little bit of rub wear there from the packaging. Look at that. When you're paying $500 for a piece of kit, you probably don't want it coming damaged straight out of the box. Now, I have heard people talk about that online before. Now, I didn't see it on the top side that we just took out, but definitely that's been sitting on the bottom of it. So that's a little bit disappointing. So I've put these little latches on, and we've also got these little pivot points on. Look, so far it's been really easy to put together. The instructions are pretty good, and all the equipment that's coming inside, they give you a little Allen key to put the screws in with. So it's actually gone together really easily. So nothing to see there, that's for sure. Yeah, so well designed, well put together so far. So now what I need to do is attach this to the base, and we should be good to go. Now, one of the things that makes this pod slightly different, or roof box different to others, is that apparently it actually opens up either side and you can lock from either side, so you can actually access it from either side of the car, which is a little bit different. It's definitely different to the last one I had, which was only going to use it from one side. So anyway, so let's see how we go putting this all in together. So I need to latch these little pieces into these little locks somehow. Not too sure how we're going to do that yet, but I'm sure we'll work it out. So while it didn't really describe it well in the instructions, essentially you need to put these little latches, these have holes in the bottom. So if you have a look over, I guess this one over here, let's have a look. Where's my little camera? There you can see the hole through the bottom, through that little latch. You need to unlock the side which pulls these in, and basically we had to put the lid on top with it all just closed up. Then when we relocked this, these arms went back out through our little hinges. So I'm assuming that that'll happen on the other side here as well. So these will go out, go through our hinges, lock it, and so depending on which side we then unlock it from, will depend which side becomes the hinge. These are opposite, so you can see one goes one way, one goes the other way, and I guess that's just for strength of support for when you're using the box from either side. But look, it has gone together reasonably well once we worked out that's what we have to do with it. These things can feel a little bit fragile and a little bit wobbly when they're not actually closed. But look, that's something that I've probably even experienced with the other one as well, to be honest. Look, the only thing I'm not super keen on is all the plastic. Now, I know the box itself is plastic, I'm talking about the hinges now. On the last one, the hinges were metal, and they lasted pretty well. The thing that broke on the last one was the actual back of the pod, because it's very easy after doing a multi-week trip to forget you have a pod on top of your car, and when you reverse it into your garage, it doesn't always end well. Let's just say it doesn't end well. But look, the first couple of times it sort of just dented it, and I was able to pop it back out, but I think the third time it was done a little bit more pace, and it just exploded. But look, these things are pretty robust as a general rule, so they're nice and waterproof, surprisingly. Look, I haven't tested this one, but I'm going to assume it's going to be no different to the other one I had. So, pretty happy. Look, that went together relatively painless, but look, it definitely a lot easier with two people putting the lid on. Like all the other stuff you can do on your own, but definitely having a second set of hands was beneficial when I was putting that lid on. Now look, you don't need it to be completely honest, but it's definitely a lot easier if you can have a helper with you, which I did. Thank you. So I had my camera person up here with me this morning. She's been busy helping me take video, and also then became an extra pair of hands to put that lid on for me. So that was good. So I'm thinking the next job now is to test it on the car. But I'm not too sure if you can see that or not. That's rain. Just as we finished up, it's decided to rain again. But that's okay, I guess. So I got the old roof racks, and they're good roof racks, so I've done well. So let's see how we go, and we'll fit that up. So I've got the pod open now. You can see this part, this is where the holes are that we need to punch through. I've got a little red thing there that we need to punch the holes through. Now the reason I know that's going to fit, because this is the rack, and this is where this area here that comes up is where the holes are, and that's front and back. Now I've tested these little U-bolts. They come up high enough. Once they sit underneath there, we've got enough space either side. You can capture that movement there. I've got enough space either side, so I know that the holes that are pre-drilled on the inside will work. I just need to work out which ones I'm going to do first. So I might actually do the front one and just go straight from the very front, and then we can bolt that one on, then we can work out how we're going to go at the back. I reckon it'll be the front two and probably the back two at this point in time. Thank you. So we probably this hole here and then this one here. So these two, the same over the other side. And at the back, I reckon it might be probably these ones here, I'd reckon. But we'll see how that all goes. So from up here, top of the car, you can see the van over there getting ready for our trip. It's just sitting there waiting to go. So let's see how this goes. Now somehow this is supposed to punch a hole through our plastic box here. Which it did reasonably well. So that's going to be the next one there. Now, interestingly enough, there's no rubber seal that goes on the bottom of these ones. I know my last pod had a little rubber seal that went on the bottom of it, but in all defense of this little unit, these holes were all pre-drilled on my old one. So I literally had holes through the base of the pod, and they were there all the time. Now they did give you little stickers to go over, which surprisingly held up okay. But these ones obviously aren't like that, so probably not such a big deal. So I just had to move the roof rack. Not saying it's overkill, but sometimes you just need to give it a little calibrated tap. Now let's see if that has done the trick. Oh, it's like poetry. So there you go, like that is now fitted. Like I know it's only a loose fit, but it is fitted. Now that's got a fair bit of space inside of it. It comes down reasonably well. Closes up neatly. And let's go have a look at what it looks like on top of the car as I come around the other side. So that's what it's like. Fits fairly nicely on top. Look, that was easy. That was actually quite easy to put together, to be honest. I was a bit concerned at the start when I got packets and packets of bits and pieces. And the instructions, look, they were okay. They're sufficient. And so look, I'm happy with that. And look, the fact that I did have to assemble it, it's not really a biggie. Look, the fact that I had to assemble it, it was a lot cheaper than buying an equivalent size one from probably a better known brand. So like, look at the roof racks there. You know, similar brand pod from the roof racks was probably going to be an extra $500–600. on top of what this little ProRack one was. So look, the fact that I had to spend half an hour putting it together, not such a big deal. So I'm happy with that. Job is done.